Hello everyone and welcome to MoreLegends.com. In this video you'll learn about the changes related to runes in patch 8.23 and specifically the new rune stats. Now you no longer get path bonuses, but you can select one stat from each of 3 rows before each game. You can find those rows in the runes interface. Rune stats are editable in champion selection. In this video you'll also learn what runes are the best for what junglers, how to choose runes depending on the matchup and much more. So let's start with the first stat row, Offense. Rune 1 grants 10 Adaptive Force, 6 AD or 10 AP. It will suit aggressive junglers who deal a lot of damage. The rune will be very effective during ganks and early skirmishes. It's good for the champions who bet on damage from their abilities and burst damage. Rune 2 in the same row grants 9% attack speed. It may be useful for junglers who experience jungle clear problems in the early game, such as Sejuani. Plus, this rune could suit many tanky junglers. Besides, this rune will be useful for junglers who depend on their attack speed during ganks. Those are Master Yi, Xin Zhao, Udyr, Kindred, and others. There is also a number of champions who could select the adaptive damage rune, but they can't use its potential too early. But they can definitely use the potential of attack speed rune. Such champions are Nocturne, Graves, Elise, Rek'Sai, Vi, and some others. They need attack speed rune to cut their jungle clear time and leave more time for ganks. Rune 3 grants 1 to 10% cooldown reduction depending on your level. This rune is not recommended in solo queue because games don't last too long there. And this rune is mostly used at the end of the game. However, there is still one jungler on which it will be effective. It's Ivern. He doesn't require damage or attack speed to clear the jungle, while CDR will come in handy. So adaptive damage is good on champions with early damage, ganks and duels. Attack speed for those who need faster jungle clear, and CDR can be used on Ivern. Let's move on to the next row, Flags. In this row you can select both offense and defense stats. Rune 1 grants 10 Adaptive Force, 6 AD or 10 AP, same as Rune 1 in the first row. Just as the previous rune, it will suit aggressive junglers who deal a lot of damage. The rune will be very effective during ganks and early skirmishes. Plus, it's gonna work great with the attack speed rune from the first row. Try this combo on fighters and battle mages who bet on damage during ganks. When making a gank, defense isn't so important for them, while high damage output is the real deal for an effective gank. Rune 2 grants you 5 armor. It will be useful against the enemy team with a lot of physical damage. This rune is good on tanks, who want to get as high defense stats as possible to withstand enemy damage in teamfights. Plus, it can be selected in certain matchups when you are afraid of losing a duel. An example of such a matchup is the duel of a fighter, let's say Vi, with an aggressive AD caster like Lee Sin. Rune 3 in the same row grants 6 magic resistance. It is best to pick it when the enemy team has a lot of magic damage, and it's another rune for tanks. And the final row, Defense. It's the most optional row since the rune choice depends not on your champion but on the game conditions. This rune provides only defense stats, health, armor and magic resistance. Rune 1 grants you 15 to 90 health, depending on your level. This rune is versatile and can be used in both tanky junglers and damage junglers. Take it against mixed enemy damage. Note that this rune is the best choice for most aggressive junglers, assassins, fighters and battle mages, as it gives the highest effective health against mixed type of damage. For example, level 3 Kha'Zix has 698 health, 40 armor and 34 MR. With the HP rune, he will have 722 HP, which equals 1011 effective health against physical damage and 968 health against magic damage. With the armor rune, he will have a bit more effective health against physical damage but much less HP against magic damage. And the higher the champion level, the greater the rune value. Therefore, if the enemy team has both magic and physical damage, select this rune on any assassin, fighter or battle mage. In most cases, it will be the best option. However, there are also situations when resist runes will be more profitable than the HP rune. We'll talk about them later on in this video. Rune 2 grants you 5 armor. It will be useful against the enemy team with a lot of physical damage. Also, it can be selected in certain skill matchups where you risk losing the duel having not the best mechanics. Do not forget that the armor rune significantly reduces damage from neutral monsters, so you'll spend a lot less health during the first jungle clear. It means that during ganks you will have much more HP. So which rune to choose, HP or armor? Evaluate according to the following criteria. If you have a simple matchup in the jungle or high sustain like Warwick, select the health rune. If you have a difficult jungle matchup or you spend a lot of health during the first rotation, for example like Shyvana, then select the armor rune. And of course, if you play against a team with full physical damage, take armor. The last rune in this row is the least popular. It grants you 6 magic resistance. It is best to pick it when the enemy team has a lot of magic damage. You can also take it in some jungle matchups against aggressive junglers such as Taliyah, Nidalee, Elise or Evelynn. So guys, this is it for now. We hope this video was useful. Follow these principles and your rune page will always work for you. As always, thank you so much for watching this video and good luck in your solo queue.